Gifu Prefecture, Hida Region, Shirakawago. A small settlement, surrounded by rugged mountains. An idyllic scene of a Japanese farming village, where time seems to stand still. In winter, the area is coated in heavy snow. In the past, snow has piled as high as 4 meters tall, the heaviest snowfall of anywhere in Japan. The snow cuts off access to the outside world, making this a secluded region. Shirakawago, along with Gokawama, in Toyama Prefecture, is registered as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The whimsical scenery is composed of a collection of mountain homes, skillfully using the blessings of nature to live alongside the mountain. A gassho zukuri or pressed hand style home, built in the Edo period. The origin of the name is the steep sloped roof, which resembles 2 hands pressed together. A major feature of Shirakawago's gassho zukuri is their thatched, gabled roofs. Thatched roofs are usually a 4-sided shape that is relatively easy to make. On the other hand, a gabled roof is only 2-sided. The flat vertical front sections, presence of windows, and the large attic are the points of difference. What once supported this village, unsuitable for agriculture, was silk farming. The attic could be separated into various layers, with large shelves for housing silkworms. The worms take 2 months to raise and receive wind and light entering in through the window. In order to maximize wind resistance, houses are built facing north-south, accounting for the winds blowing through the village. Furthermore, the east-west facing roofs universally get sunlight, allowing them to dry in summer, so that snow distributes uniformly in winter. Even as the way people live changes through the eras, the wisdom of the ancestors remains alive in this village. Maintaining thatched roofs requires repair and rethatching. The ones taking care of this, to preserve Japan's distinct scenic culture, are the roof thatching craftsmen. Here, a young man links Japan's traditions with the future. Roof thatching craftsman, Elsaku Tanaka. Tanaka was born in Shirakawago and grew up in a gassho zukuri house. He began working as a roof thatcher 5 years ago. It's been a rather short period of time, so he says he doesn't have any unique thoughts on it. However, when it comes to rethatching the roofs he's so familiar with, it's a whole other story.
全くわけわかんなかったです。はい。縄の縛り方とかも何もわからんし、今の吹き方にしても、自分が吹いたとこにしてもすぐには持ちというものはわからんし、30年ぐらい経ってみないとわかんないですね。
While roof thatching is more difficult than he imagined, Tanaka felt it was something worth doing, and set himself to becoming a roof thatching craftsman. The one who's been training him since then is Shigeru Wada, born in this village just like Tanaka. We asked him about the roof thatching craftsman in Shirakawago.
やっぱり技術がいるんで、今ちょっと若いもん 2,3 人いるけど、それね、若い人に教えるのが大変かなと思うけどね。
田中さんの技術的にはいかがですか？
今だいぶ上手くなったっていうか、いろんな吹き方があるんでね、やっぱりいろいろ勉強してもらって頑張ってもらいたいなと思いますけど。
A thatched roof is fully replaced over the course of 30 years. A large-scale replacement is currently underway. The composition of a gassho zukuri can be divided between its main first floor and attic. The triangular shape is attained by just fitting the wooden beams into a hollow cavity, and it is not hardened in place. Since not a single nail is used, and they are built of young and flexible witch hazel wood bound together, there is some leeway in the framework. This allows the roof to safely disperse any force that hits it, allowing it to handle wind, earthquakes, and the weight of snow. Smoke from the hearth spreads through the gaps and up to the attic, smoking out the pillars and planks to protect from insects and rot. The gassho zukuri is the result of much knowledge gathered by the people that live in the snow. August 2010. Tanaka is now involved in a large-scale rethatching project. A thatched roof is fully replaced over the course of 30 or 40 years, as damaged sections are redone. He pulls a reed screen over the framework and ties it in place, from bottom to top with sedge. Sedge is a general term for plants like pampas grass and silver grass. It has long been used as a roofing material since the Yomon period. It has exceptional breathability and water resistance. For this restoration, a 4-ton truck brings around 20 loads, for a total of 6,000 bundles used. Sedge is said to rot easily when the surface is hit by wind and rain. But looking carefully, you'll see that the roof is arranged so only the cut ends are exposed. Getting the sedge to stand so only the cut ends are visible requires angles to be bent into the tips in advance. Thus, angles are worked into the sedge, which will form the bottommost section in advance. This is an extremely important process for the overall project.
この茅の頭を縛り付けるもんで、上が締まって下が膨らんだ状態になる。
これで角度をつけてるんですね。
そうですね。
He tightens the rope as they pound it.
はい。
Tanaka lets them know when he's pulled it tight. When properly tightened, the sound made when it's hit will be different.
はい。 はい。
The rope has snapped.
くそー、切れた。ああ。
It appears they misjudged this section. It can be difficult to determine what makes a suitable bundle. But this sedge is the foundation of the upcoming roof rethatching. It's here that a craftsman needs to show their arm strength.
はい。
Coming up, we'll see the rethatching proceed further. It's been a week since the project started. Already, a large portion of one side of the roof is covered in new sedge. The sedge is left standing up, held in place by rope, in what is called sewing wood. The rope is put through the inside of the roof using a large hook. This repeats upward and upward. The sedge is stacked as much as 80 centimeters thick to block out rain. Guide strings are laid both vertically and horizontally. They then clean up the outside while preserving the necessary thickness. To complete this first stage, they fasten their materials and set up scaffolding. On such a steep roof, the scaffolding is essential, and the craftsmen never let down their guard as they focus on their work. Tanaka has been entrusted with the edge part known as the gable. The gables of Shirakawago's gassho zukuri are a very rare type of thatched roof. The gables is a part often hit by wind and rain and easily damaged. Here the more resistant cut ends of the sedge must carefully be set to be outward facing. The gable must be lined up so the cut ends are visible and so that water can flow over it. However,
こっち斜めでもここまでにはまっすぐに芯なんみたいな、ずっと斜めで持っていくわけにはいかないで。
The arrangement with the gables and interior needs to be restored to a horizontal formation like a folding fan. But it's here where holes are easily formed, making it the most difficult. It is said this is the reason that thatched gabled roofs are so rare. The master has trusted his student with this challenging section. Set to take over the next generation, expectations for Tanaka are high. At night, we visited Tanaka's home. It also has a thatched roof. Inside is his son, almost 3 years old. Tanaka has 2 children. His expression has changed from that of a craftsman to that of a father.
師匠と師匠。師匠も好きやもんね。
あ、そうなんですか。
Sisi are part of a traditional event in the village, the Sisi dance of the Doburoku festival. Tanaka participated in it when he was a kid. These feelings of love for Shirakawago are passed on from father to child. The roof thatching has been proceeding for over 3 months, and the day of completion draws near. October 2010. This mountain village is in the grips of autumn. As the seasons change, the completion of this large-scale restoration draws near. The shaping of the roof is already completed. It is the proper thickness, and the sedge has been cut neatly. It has been built sturdily to stand up to rain, wind, and snow. What makes it so durable is this process. After having lain sedge from bottom to top, they now lay more from top to bottom and harden it in place. First they set up the sedge. They had bound it with ropes before, but now they shove it in as is. To ensure none comes loose, they pack it in so tight that not even sunlight gets through. At a glance it may seem finished, but it's still soft. He pounds the sedge deeper in with a tool he made himself called a tsukiage or poker to adjust the shape and positioning.
かなり刺せば刃も入らないぐらいに。これは柔らかいところですね。でこっち硬いところで。
With each level they complete, they remove the scaffolding. There is no going back later. It is the craftsman's duty to make this thatched roof look beautiful. He pays close attention as he checks the thickness.
なんかこうやって振って見てみたりして気になったり、ここにいるだけやと何も分かんないんで。
Wada also provides some direction. While watching his master's back for 5 years, he's been learning these traditional techniques, one by one, and poured them all into this. After a period of over 3 months, the thatched roof is complete. Just looking at it gives a sense of the great skill of Wada's group of craftsmen. This is how ties to history are made.
自分の手でやれることが嬉しいですね。遺産ってのはあんまり意識はしないです。
手で自分の地域を守るっていう。
まあ、一番自然なのかな、それは。
World Heritage Site, Shirakawago. Linking this beautiful Japanese scenery, which the whole world is proud of with the future, comes from a simple, pure desire to preserve one's hometown. These thoughts become traditional techniques, passed on to later generations, without fading. He opens the door to tomorrow, and takes another step towards his dream.